Hey guys, welcome to another episode of TLA. Recently I've been doing a lot of audio vlogs online the last few weeks, and some of you guys have commented that you really miss my face. So whether you guys want to see me, whether it should creep me out or I should be really humbled by it, but here I am at your request. Beautiful me. Alright, so I want to show you guys something, okay? So you really can't tell anybody anything nowadays online, because I told Moo, like, hey Moo, what are you going to do this week video? He goes, well, I don't know what I said. I said, I'm going to do something about the coronavirus, right? And guess what he did? Look, this is Moo right here. He says, coronavirus, kayak fishing. You can't tell anything to anybody nowadays. He just stole my idea and he just put it on YouTube for this week. So you know what, Moo? This is Moo hat. Putting on my other hat. That's right. Moo, this is what you get for stealing my content. It's Moo hat. Moo stole my video idea. But we're moving forward anyways. So the topic this week is, can I fish during the coronavirus? And I really wanted to answer this question because it's something that's kind of been out in the public space right now, and I think that needs a good answer. And so TLA, I'm going to give a good shot at this. I'm going to try to help you guys explain what's happening and kind of go over some of the policies, some of the state policies, what's happening on the internet forums and things like that. So I'm going to give a good shot at it, and hopefully I'll be able to explain to you guys what's happening, okay? But before we start on that section, I wanted to announce that I had my first magazine put out. And some of you guys may have known this. Some of you guys who follow me online know that I put out a magazine, I think last week. But for those who don't know and just kind of follow me on YouTube, it's something I'm really excited about. It's a magazine, and it's something that captures what I love to do, which is photography, writing, fishing, and design, and web design. And it just kind of hits that really, really nice sweet spot for me. And I thought I would take a stab at it and create this magazine. And I think the reviews coming in at first is kind of positive. I think you guys really enjoyed that. I also have an article on COVID-19 on there as well, so you guys can read that as well. I'll leave the link in the description below, and you guys can go ahead and download it on my site. Okay, so let me go ahead and answer this question. Can we fish? Yes or no? And the answer is technically yes, and theoretically no. So let me explain what that means. So from what I can discern from written policy online and the state's fishing game commission and the CDFW, which is the state enforcement division, has not officially suspended or banned commercial and recreational fishing in the state of California. Okay, so you guys are good to fish. So technically, yes, you can still go fishing, but unlike the state of Washington and Oregon, that has suspended recreational fishing starting March 25th, and I believe it's to May 4th now. But I'm not 100% sure about that, so don't hold me to that. Residents of the state of California are still legal to fish recreationally and commercially. So there's a lot of information on the internet, Facebook, fishing forums, the news, and our own government agencies, and this causes a lot of confusion in the public space regarding what's allowed, what's not allowed, right? So I'm going to take a stab at this and clearing up some of this information and simplifying it down in ways that it's easy for you guys to understand. And this is geared more to recreational fishing and specifically kayak fishermen, because my channel is about. To fully understand this, we need to look at how government is structured. So here's a quick civics lesson from TLA. Government is divided on multiple levels, on each level responsible for certain areas and duties. And the different levels of government, if you remember from your high school civics lesson or in college, is the federal, the state, the county, and the city, where the county and the city make up the local levels of government. For simplicity purposes, I'm just going to cover the state, the county, and the city level, because that's pretty much what's going to be affecting your ability to go fishing, yes or no. The entity that's in charge of public health, which is the department that issued the order for the shelter in place, resides at the county level of government. Often you don't hear much about the public health department unless you own a restaurant, a business, or organizing a large event. And that's a good thing, because pretty much they're just doing their job and staying out of the public eye. However, in late February and early March, the public health departments of San Francisco, San Mateo, Santa Clara, Marin, Contra Costa, and Alameda issued the shelter-in-place order to curb the COVID-19 pandemic that was coming from Asia. or memorandum outlines the policy and the guidelines about the shelter-in-place order and affects about roughly 6.7 million people in the greater San Francisco Bay Area. The memorandum provides guidelines for what is defined as essential and non-essential business, and more important, it outlines what deems essential travel, and that is where it affects recreational fishing. So the important part of this is talking about the travel ban, and the travel ban order allows travel in and out of the county only to perform essential activities, operate essential businesses, maintain essential government functions, or perform minimum basic operations at non-essential businesses. And I'm going to just cover the Santa Clara County travel policy because that's where I reside, but your travel policy in your district can be different. But for residents of Santa Clara County that fish a lot of the South Bay, this is going to affect you, so you might want to listen. Travel to provide, the travel policy in Santa Clara basically says travel to provide access to essential activities, essential government functions, essential businesses, or minimum basic operations. Travel to care for elderly, minors, dependents, or persons with disabilities. Travel to from school to get materials. Travel to return home from outside the county. Travel to travel business, and there's a myriad of other ones that policies that defines essential travel. But what a point I want to get with this is that traveling to fish is not an essential business or an activity. Although it is legal to go fishing per the state regulations, it is not permissible to travel to go fishing if you reside in Santa Clara County. This travel ban may extend to other counties which may have been on the joint order, but that's something that you need to check within your own jurisdiction. In simple terms, I cannot load my kayak up in my car and leave to go fishing out of my county. For example, if I load my kayak out and leave Santa Clara County to fish in Alameda County for halibut at the ARW or Alameda Rockwall, I would be in violation of this travel ban and subject to fines, penalties, and up to a misdemeanor. The next area we should be looking at is harbor districts and state beaches, okay? Because these are access points. Each harbor has their own autonomy to regulate how they choose to run access in their jurisdiction. The state oversees state parks and beaches, and for simplicity's sake, most of the state access to waterways has been closed mainly because of people surfing and congregating around the beaches during the shelter-in-place order. And for example, you may have seen footages on Facebook of the CHP closing down beaches all along Highway 1, and so that has been happening. The San Mateo County Harbor has closed down Oyster Point Marina, Half Moon Bay, Pillar Point Harbor is closed down, Marin County Park Systems has closed down Paradise County Park, which is a popular place for kayak fishing, and in the East Bay, a lot of their lakes and parks have been closed down as well. Alright, so I made you guys this nifty little diagram here, simplify it down for you guys. Okay, so here you are, you want to go kayak fishing, right? And so what happens is that if you live in Santa Clara County or maybe another county that may have a similar travel ban, you basically can't leave the county, and so it's basically game over at that point. If you're leaving the county to go fishing and it's not essential travel, you're going to get a ticket, you're possibly up to a misdemeanor, right? So you can't really leave it. But say you're not living in that county and you can get out, right? You still have the access issues. And this is I was talking about the harbors, the beaches, and a lot of these points along where we normally can launch and go fishing have been closed. And so you have your access points, and the majority of them have been closed at this point because of the congregation happening earlier this year, where people have been going to the beaches, they've been surfing, and so government just cracked down on that, and now we don't have access to it at all. And even if you do find one access point, right, that's open for you to go fishing, then you can go fishing and you can be in the happy place here, the fishing hole, right? But then once again, you see all these different barriers that's getting between you and getting into the fishing hole and going fishing. And that's why when I talked about early on, it's like, are you allowed to go fishing? Nothing in the state government right now at the state level that regulates fishing says that you cannot go fishing. You can go fishing. However, you see all these different barriers that the different levels of government are putting in place now that is causing the ability to technically or theoretically go fishing that much harder. So in theory, can you go fishing? It's kind of be like no, especially if you live in counties where there's a travel ban, right? Maybe in other you may be more lenient to go and get it, but that's what I mean when I say technically yes, you can go fishing. Theoretically, no, you can't go fishing. It all depends. Okay, so I hope this kind of clears up some of what's going out there on the internet. There's a lot of things, a lot of people out there, a lot of enforcement from different agencies that may or may not even know their own rules and regulations. So it's a really confusing time. But try to stay up to date as much as you can. For me, I'm just gonna stay in. I'm just gonna ride this out, you know. But hopefully this makes. So the underlining message I want you guys to take away from this is that government, and I used to work for one, almost errs on the side of caution, especially when you're dealing with public health, which is completely understandable. The intent of the viewpoint of the government is that mass gatherings of people backed by data now can and will lead to the growth of the pandemic as seen by Italy, New York, and all around the world. Either you keep the public safe or you're not. And so there really isn't a gray area when it comes to public health and the government, and which is a good thing, I think. So in conclusion, the point of this video is to provide you with some unbiased information and make it easily digestible, and I hope I did that. I never tell you guys what to do. I want you guys to have unbiased information and make your own decisions on how you want to go and move forward. Okay? So just think of yourself, think of your family, and think of your current situation and make a decision that's best for you. But sometimes, in this particular case, your hands may be tied because of the law. So you do what you want to do. I hope this helps. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below. Last week, I was stuck in the house, and since all the places were closed for haircuts, I had to cut my own hair, which is like really bad. So I cut my own hair. It's really bad. I don't recommend it.